4 million out of 26,000 Australians, or 15% of Australians, are suffering from mental illness, and 1 out of 2 is suffering from physical comorbidity. And mostly are affected males, like asthma, cancer, diabetes, cardiovascular, STDs, sexual dysfunction. And these are the statistics. And what can we do about this? Good day, guys. This is a reflection of our recent discussion with Trudy Brown about the physical health, therapeutics, and mental health physical assessment. So my reflection is that I was struck with the called diagnostic overshadowing or discrimination of the consumers, because the GP passed that consumers to the mental health if they're displaying overt psychotic symptoms, but they overlook and not addressing the physical problem like GI or cardiovascular problem. People are dying or having cardiac attack in ED because they were put in mechanical restraint because of aggression. So what are the elements that causing exacerbation of the physical problem? This is poverty, social exclusion, the unemployment, lack of education, housing, especially top one priority we discuss. So we need to address housing, because most of the mental health problem exacerbated because they don't have any address. How can they apply for job? How can they get a Centrelink support if they don't have residential address? It would exacerbate their mental health problem. Mental state deteriorates. So we need more funding in terms of housing or accommodation, although there are existing like a St. Mary's House of Welcome, St. Kilda's, Co-Health, and other services, Osnam House, like lounge housing. We need more funding to increase participation and productivity. So, the Equally Well is working great in terms of supporting in reducing smoking, or stopping smoking, and also like monitoring metabolic BMI, like height and weight, or also lifestyle modification, referral for dietitian to improve, to lower the weight gain, or also they maximize the medication, and also focuses on the oral and dental care, and also prevention of falls, although falls is part of aging or side effect of medication, but we can do more. And what are the avenues for the nurses to improve the channel to upskill themselves? If you want to know about the bloodborne diseases, STDs, HIV, go to ASHM, it's Australian Association of Sexual Health, and also like Thorn Harbor, Starwell, Co-Health, Access Health. They're very good in dissemination of information. Medical supervised injecting room, peer support worker, they're responsible in harm minimization, preventing overdose, saving lives. And also people are like nurses transitioning from ED to mental health, or mental health to ED, and some are having some immunization training to become immunizer. This is like a vice versa. And physical health, the increasing numbers like breast cancer, mostly patients or consumers like female having this, and even though the male also can have this, also cardiovascular problem, GI problem. We can address this issue holistically, not only one. But according to the expert, that even qualitative study, we need to focus in one symptom at a time, not all multi or all symptoms. And we need to inform them, not to dictate them. We need to be proactive. We need to advocate more for our consumers, because we're here to work for them. We need to exhibit, display empathy, to empathize, to have more connection, to empower the family members, the family members suffering from burnout. Give them some support in the community, give them some ideas, brochure, psychoeducation. So this physical health, we hope that we can refer and assess, intervene, and prevent this exacerbation of physical health as we go along this semester. It's really good learning, and I love learning from other people, pinching our insights, imparting to them to become a more effective collaborative way of promoting healing and like comfort and recovery to the patients. Thank you so much.